Hello. Good afternoon. Hello, hello. Hey, Miss Galaxy Duck, Greg, Hoffer. Hello. Good to see you all. We're here with some Harvest Moon. Should be a pretty chill stream. Plan is just to chat. There's not much going on in game except for planning to do a couple of festivals. Happy Harvest Moon Day, indeed. It is Harvest Moon Day. Yeah, just chat. Tomorrow is as the news is saying, is the Harvest Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, have you decided what to take to the festival? The festival is held at the public square tomorrow. It ends at 3 p.m., so don't be late. I'd like to introduce my beautiful wife, Anne. She's dressed very differently for some reason. You thought it was more Legend of Legaia? I've been deceived. Oh no! Oh no! I forgot to change my... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Hold on. Let me change that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I forgot. I was so excited about streaming today. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me fix that. I'm fixing it. Okay, it's fixed. Okay. I'm so sorry for deceiving you. No, today is today's Harvest Moon Day. I've been married. If you missed the last stream, I think it was the last stream that I got married to one of the girls in town. And it's kind of strange because they like put on this like dress, this like wife dress, I guess, like stay-at-home mom dress. I don't know, but they put on this dress. She did not dress like this before. But like it seems like they keep their personality a little bit. Like, for example, here she says, "Have you decided what to take to the festival? I want to complete my machine and present it in public." So that's kind of cool. I'm glad she's still working on like her inventions and stuff. But yeah, that's interesting. Oh my god, it's raining. Hello. The Harvest Festival is tomorrow. Stop work earlier. Come to the public square. Field livestock. Yeah, so right now it's autumn, which means we can't grow any crops. So we basically just like, at least for me, I've just been basically like taking care of my animals and then going to sleep immediately. Yeah, it's so laggy in here. So laggy. But yeah, so it's pretty chill times in Harvest Moon. It definitely makes me want to, I don't know, kind of reimagine what the game would be like if, oh, actually, I don't need to brush these cows because they're already at max happiness. Just brush these cows. Despite championing League... I almost said League of Legends. I don't know why I thought you wrote League of Legends. Legend of Legaia month. I've barely been here to watch any of those streams. Yeah, I think I stream at a time that's like pretty late for you, which is... So that makes sense. I wouldn't feel bad about it or anything. I did actually move Marble's dinner time to 30 minutes earlier, to 8 p.m. my time instead of 8:30 p.m. in the hopes that I would stream earlier, but again, because of his injury and the fact that we have to watch him while he eats so he doesn't scratch his scab, I ended up I keep ending up streaming like at 9 p.m. anyway. But hopefully soon when he's mostly recovered, that will change and I'll be able to stream a little bit earlier on Friday nights and Saturday nights. So hopefully that'll make it easier for people to come watch those streams. And it's better for me too, because now that I'm more comfortable with streaming, I feel like I'm streaming longer than I used to. I think at the beginning I was only streaming like 1 or 2 hours, and now I'm like consistently streaming 3 or 4 hours. So I think it's better for me to stream earlier so I can go to sleep at a reasonable time. So I think good for everybody. Marble gets his food earlier. Everyone's happy. Legend of Legaia year will continue until morale approves. Of course. I think morale can only improve when we're playing Legend of Legaia. So such a good game. Yeah, Friday stream was 4 hours. Earlier stream works better. Okay, great. Yeah, that's what I figured. I feel like a lot of people kind of comment like, "Oh, I'm so sleepy, but I want to watch." And now, it makes me feel bad. Well, I mean, it doesn't make me feel bad. It's just like, oh no, they want to watch, but it's like at an inconvenient time. So yeah, if I can stream a little bit earlier, I would stream. My ideal streaming time might be like 7 p.m. my time, Pacific, but that's like too early for Marble to eat. And if I don't feed him before I stream, he like crawls. He's like all in my face, and he's like stepping on the keyboard, and he's like biting the microphone. Like he's really like all in my face. So I have to stream after he's fed. Maybe I don't know if I ever move to a bigger place, and if I ever get like my own room where I have my desk, then that might change. But currently I'm in Marble's territory. He allows me to exist in his space. This is his domain. But yeah, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone has been having a good weekend. I certainly did. I did my LARP yesterday. It's really cool. I was so nervous. And I ran to the Target like an hour before it started. I like went to the Target and I was like, should I buy a sword? And so I bought a sword, like a toy sword. Thankfully, it's Halloween season actually, so they actually did have swords. I don't think they normally have swords at Target, but I went there and they had 2 swords. They had a children's like pirate sword, like a curved scimitar type of thing, and then they had an adult-sized like knight sword, which I think kind of was better for my character because my character is kind of like a royal guardsman knight person. And it is the ugliest sword I've ever seen, but I bought it anyway. But the amount of like, I thought I was like, oh, it's only $15. You know, it's, you know, that's more than I wanted to spend, but it's not like terrible. But like when the time came for me to like buy it, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I buying this ugly sword? and I had to like I almost like put it back and like walked away. I was like, maybe I don't need a sword. And then I was like, no, I want to show up with a sword. So I had to like walk back and go get it. What is LARP? Are you LARPing someone? Oh, LARP stands for live action role playing. So it's kind of related to like Dungeons and Dragons, for example, where you play a character, you are given or you create a character, and then there's some scenario that is provided by a GM. And actually, I didn't know this, but in LARP, it's actually kind of common to have multiple GMs. But for this one, we had one because it was kind of small. But a GM will provide a scenario, and then you get your character sheet, and you just kind of like act in the capacity of your character, and like you have goals, and you try to accomplish those goals, and like you know, maybe somebody else is like trying to kill you or something, so you have to like avoid getting killed. Multiple game masters. Well, the thing is, it's a physical role playing. So instead of sitting around a table, where, you know, you're all kind of like in one place, and like, you can all see each other. In LARPing, it's physical. So like the players will be like moving around to different parts of the space. One of my friends actually was hosting it. He wasn't actually playing, but he has like a pretty big house. And so he just like hosts things there. So like we were free to move, and like sometimes you might like, oh, like I want to have like an aside with this character and like talk about something in secret because I don't want this other character to know. So you might be moving around. So the GM has to kind of like wander around and try to like, be available as much as possible to like help the players like figure out like, oh, we're having this like conflict, like, this player wants to do this character wants to do this thing and this other character wants to do this other thing, but how do we resolve this or whatever. Kai, hello, welcome to the stream. So like the bigger the LARP, the more game masters there might be to kind of help wander around. So they're kind of like, like staff for a game, or like, kind of like a chaperone. That's not the right word. But yeah, so they have to physically be available, which is kind of hard for one person sometimes. Yeah, they're like co-directors. Actually, I think they're actually called directors sometimes, like in LARPing lingo. I'm not super familiar with it, but they're often called directors. And actually, there was a moment that happened during the LARP where somebody accidentally turned down the lights, like faded the lights down. And we're like, whoa, is this part of the game? And she was like, no, somebody did that on accident. But I was like, wow, that's like so cool. And somebody was like, oh yeah, like actually sometimes if you have multiple LARPs or multiple GMs for a LARP, like that's actually possible where the GM will be kind of narrating something happening or like some event will be happening and the other GM will kind of like take charge of the stage lights, like, turn off lights or like do effects or something like that. So they sometimes work together in that respect. So, oops, it's nighttime already. Oh, did I miss going to sleep with my wife? Uh-oh. No, my wife's asleep. Let's go back. Cannot. Let's go. Finally got to catch a Sunday stream. Yay, glad you're here. Glad you're able to join. But yeah, so yeah, it's sort of like D&D, but it's like physical. So you're like walking around and like directly, and it's a lot less describing what you're gonna do, which was difficult for me. Because in Dungeons and Dragons, you don't have to be necessarily a very good actor. You can act out what you want to do, but for me, I often just like describe like, oh, my character is like very sad. Like you see her do this and that, and like this is how you know. But in this LARP, I had to like directly talk to people and be like, Your Highness, I've heard that there are some rumors about blah 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 blah. When you die in game, the other GM will smack you. This is your punishment for dying. Oh, I forgot to change my tool. It's Harvest Festival Day. Gotta bring a good to the festival. But yeah, so that was kind of nerve-wracking, but it was actually really nice. Everyone was super nice. They were all like, oh, I was talking about this with another player afterwards, but I was like, I don't know why, but I thought that LARPers were super strict about being in character. Like I was kind of afraid they would get upset at me if I broke character, like asked questions or like if I got confused about a detail and like had small details, or got small details wrong. But they were like super chill. They were just, I was worried, like, am I allowed to use my phone? Like, does that break the immersion? But no, everybody was using their phone actually, just like, they had their character sheet on their phone and they were just like looking at it. I was doing that too. And they were very much like, oh yeah, like, if you want to be out of character, just like, there's actually like a symbol. You put your hand on your head to indicate you're talking out of character instead of in character. Yeah, just like put your hand on your head and then you can just ask questions and like, it's totally fine. And then like, one of the players who was like pretty experienced, he like specifically told me, he's like, cause we had a scene actually where I was like, I think my character wants to like kill you or like try to attack you. like, is that okay? Like, is that what I should do? I don't know. And, you know, and so he gave me like kind of unbiased advice out of the character. Like, oh, like, you know, this is what I would do if I were you and blah, blah, blah. So it was very cool. It was like a lot more relaxed than I expected. So I had a really great time. It was very, very fun. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it again though. I think I do, but it required a lot of social energy. I was like very... maybe it's easier if I play with the same people. Maybe it's a little bit easier. I don't know. Love to hear that the LARP went well. Yeah, it went really well. I was so happy with it. My character died actually, but it died... my character died in a very dramatic, like, story-appropriate fashion, so I was very happy about it. Because what happened was oops, no, my milk! Ah! What happened, like, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you all what happened until somebody stops me. So the story was, I mentioned a little bit about it on stream, but I only really learned the details when I got there. Okay, well, first of all, what happened was I was late by 10 minutes, which was like, I just like misjudged the amount of traffic, like the amount of time it would take to get there. So I was like panicking while I was driving. I was like, oh my God, this is like the worst first impression to make ever. Like I think I knew none of the people who were there except for the GM who I had met like once. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna be the person that shows up 10 minutes late. Like that's really cool of me. I'm super glad I'm holding up everyone else's good time. So I like parked my car, I ran down the street to the house. I fell down on the stairs because I wasn't looking where I was going. And then the GM like opened the door. She was like, are you okay? I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm an idiot. And she's like, no, I mean, you fell down the stairs. Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm okay. Yes, but everybody else was there. I was the last person to arrive. So we got started a little bit late because of me. That was, so I was already kind of like nervous, but yeah, I start, you know, we did like a thing where, just everything went wrong. Yeah, I was like, I don't know, because I spent so much time before I left, like, wondering if I should buy a sword from Target, and I think that really held me up. No, I didn't know most of them. I knew... Oh, actually, I'd met one of them before, just very briefly. They're actually the roommate of the person... They're like one of the roommates living in the house, and I had met them before, just from hanging out before, and then I knew the GM from... Like, I had met her, like, once or twice. Yeah, but I hadn't known any of them, really. But yeah, but we all did, like, we went around in a circle and, like, introduced, like, oh, like, my name is so-and-so, and, like, my character's name is this, and, like, this is what my character is. And, of course, you don't mention your secrets. You just, like, you know, you just say, like, on the surface, this is what I do. And then once everyone kind of gets to know each other, you know, you start the game. You didn't know these people. It's cool that you got invited. Where did you find them? How did the live start? Yeah, so actually my friend, the one who hosted it, he wasn't actually participating in it. He was just like letting us use his house for it. We have known each other for a while. And he is like a real big role player. Like he plays in games like every week, sometimes multiple times a week, I think. I hope people like this. I hope people like egg in their soup. Here we go. Okay. But yeah, he's like a real big role player. So he has like a ton of role player friends. And then it turned out that the GM who was running this game was looking for one last player, and he was like, "Oh, why didn't you invite Joy? Like, she's pretty cool." And she, you know, she said she was interested in LARPing. And so I got an email from her, and I was like, "Hey, like, I heard from our friend that like you know, you'd be interested, and like, this is what it is, and, you know, let me know if you're interested. And I was like, yeah, sure. Well, first of all, I sat on the email for like 3 days because I was like, oh my God, do I do this or not? I'm so scared. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, so it was just from my friend who has like a ton of role player friends. Yeah, but they were what am I eating? Potpourri? I called her potpourri. Nina, what are you giving me? What is this? Fruit of the full moon plant. It's moisturized? Soft and melts in the mouth like ice cream? Would you eat a fruit that was described as moisturized? Cool. Oh my God. Yeah, so this was not a normal occurrence for me. I have done one LARP before, but only for like 5 minutes because I died. I do not want to waste my money on these dumplings. Made it sound so nonchalant. Did I? I feel like I was super nervous about it. But yeah, it's only my first like proper LARP where I actually, you know, played for pretty much the whole thing. What? Hello, you should eat a lot today. No, it doesn't mean anything. What? What does this mean? What are you saying, Anne's dad? Berry juice. He's calling you skinny? Is that what he's saying? You should eat a lot today. No, it doesn't mean anything. Huh. Hello, Anne. Why are you in the corner? This is it. Ultra special auto harvesting machine. Hey, you don't seem to trust me. Don't say a word. Just turn it on. On. Push? I'd never push. I will support you, my lovely wife. I am dead. Sorry, failed. I thought it would be okay this time. It's okay, honey. Just try again next time. Okay. We talked to everyone? We talked to you? Yes. Yeah, so, it was... What? Mine was flowers. It was fairly good. What was flowers? Did you put flowers in the stew? Is that what you're saying? Can we start dancing now? If you haven't done all the thing you wanted to do, hurry up and do it right now. Let's dance. Pick your partner. What? I mean, I gotta pick my wife, right? I can't dance with other girls. Will it let me? Oh, no! No infidelity here. I didn't think it would. Young man should dance with a young girl. Okay, fine. Can't dance with Nina's mom. Hello, wife. Would you like to dance? Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I was so nervous, but thankfully my character was kind of paired with another character. So I was like I'm a royal guardsman, right? There's another character who was also a royal guardsman. And so she had LARPed a couple times before. She's not like a hardcore LARPer or anything, but you know, I kind of just like followed her around for like the first 30 minutes because so she would like walk up to people and be like, you know, hello, like, what do you think of the whatever, you know, of the court? Oh, okay. Well, this is a scenario. I should describe the scenario. There is the LARP takes place 3 hours before, or it starts 3 hours before the coronation of Princess Lolly, who is the princess of Candyland. Because her father died in a tragic accident. And so the nation is without a king. There's a coronation, but there's a little bit of misgivings in the castle because Princess Lolly's young and inexperienced. And, you know, maybe people think they should be king or queen instead of her. And so in the hours leading up to the coronation, there's a cast of characters who are trying to figure out either how to like protect the princess and like keep the coronation from going, or to put themselves or somebody else on the throne. And so it's kind of like a political intrigue sort of thing. So I was one of the royal guardsmen, and my secret, like all the characters have secrets. Like they all know something that the other characters don't. Sometimes they know multiple things. but none of them have the full picture. Oops, I don't need to brush these cows because they were happy. Were there double agents? So yes, there were. So I was one such character actually, where me and my fellow guardsmen, our secret was that we actually backed a different, even though we were supposed to be loyal to the royal family, we actually there was a different political figure, the Gumdrop Ambassador, who we thought was actually a much more like skilled candidate for becoming ruler of Candyland. And so the ambassador convinced us to like help her out. Oh my gosh, by the way, the person who played the Gumdrop Ambassador had like amazing makeup. Like she had such a cool costume. She had this like wine red dress and then like wine red like half face makeup, kind of like a mask. And then she had like, I don't know how she did it, but she like had glued sprinkles to her face in like kind of like a cool pattern. So she had like sprinkles and like she had like painted her neck with like, I don't know. She had like candy. She like stuck candy to her neck. I don't know. She had like such a cool costume. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. First you cheat on your wife, then you conspire against the crown. Yeah, a lot of cheating in this stream. But yeah, the ambassador had convinced me and my fellow guardsmen, like, you know, like the Gingerians, the gingerbread kingdom is like, you know, on our southern border. They are a vicious kingdom and they're planning to invade very soon. So we need a powerful ruler, and like the princess isn't going to be that ruler. And also it's rumored that she's actually kind of mentally unfit and like is like suffering from some sort of like fits of insanity and stuff. And like, that's not the stability that we need in our kingdom. So I was convinced. My fellow guardsman it was much more like kind of violent and gung-ho about like revolution, whereas I was very kind of racked by guilt by what we had done. Like I think my character was much more like, I don't know, man, like, are we really doing the right thing? I don't know. Is this the right thing? But we can, you know, I don't want the princess to be the queen, but we can't hurt her either. Like she's innocent in all of this. And so that was kind of my character. So yeah, we spent like 3 hours just kind of going around. One of the tips that I got when I played the LARP was, oh, did I milk everyone already? Okay. One of the tips that I got when I, started playing, or before we started playing, was, you know, try to talk to everybody at least once, which was very difficult. Like some characters my character knew a little bit about, so I could be like, oh, you know, what did you see at this place? Or, you know, what do you think of this thing? But like, there are some other characters where I like had like a 5-second conversation. Like I remember when I first tried to talk to the princess, I was like, princess, how are you doing? And then she was like, oh, I'm doing okay. And she's like, how about you? How are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing okay too. And we're like, okay. And then I was like, oh man, I wish I could have thought of like better questions to ask. But yeah, it was very cool. It was very cool. For real, it sounds like a great time. Oh my gosh, it was so great. It was really fun. And there were genuinely like shocking moments. There were a lot of the players didn't know about a particular twist that happens later, and so we were like, huh? And you know, and then sometimes that changes your goals, right? Like your character starts out at the beginning of the LARP thinking like, okay, I want this to happen because this is what my picture of the world is like. But then like this reveal happens and it's like, oh my God, now what? Wait, do I still back this person, or, you know, somebody else should be, you know, is it like too risky now, or is it better to do this? It sounds like the type of berry you would typically have with somebody you don't know. Yeah, like it was very, I think there was definitely that where like I didn't know, like the person playing the princess I'd never spoken to before. Like I don't think I had met her before, and so I didn't know how to like, you know, gauge like, oh, like what kind of role-playing style are they, and like how do they, you know, it's something that you kind of pick up when you play with a group for D&D. Like eventually you figure that out, but for a one-time LARP like this, like I don't really know. But Yeah, but it was really cool. Take this egg. I do work on a day like this. Somebody's gotta feed the animals. Did Princess Lollipop from the Candy Kingdom die brutally? Ah, okay. So this is what happened. This is the ending of our, this was the ending of our game. In the end, the queen and the princess, the surviving queen and the princess, they discovered, they pretty much walked in on a bunch of the other characters like conspiring against the crown, but they were arguing about who should be the one to take the crown. Okay, so there were kind of like two other candidates. One was actually like a cousin. Oh, why did I walk in here? One was actually like a cousin. So she actually had like a rightful claim to the throne, but it was after she was prioritized after the princess. The other was kind of like a lord who actually was the queen's lover. So, you know, he was in with the royal family, but he wasn't like technically, you know, related, except, you know, maybe if he got married to the queen after the king's death, then he would kind of have a legitimate, you know, reason to become king. But anyway, so they were kind of arguing because they were sort of feeling each other out. Like, are you on my side, or are you just trying to, like, you know, do things by yourself? And the princess and the queen like walked in on this, or rather their advisor, actually, who's sort of a neutral character. Like, his character was like, I don't care who's on the throne. It's just that it has to be the rightful heir. Whoever that is going to be on the throne. I'm just enforcing the rules. And so he just like told them straight up. He's like, oh, we're conspiring. And the queen was like, what? He's like, oh, we're conspiring about the succession. And we were like, oh my God. So the queen and the princess had kind of like this stare down with the other two who were conspiring. And then my friend, my fellow guardsmen, they were like, okay, this is going south. We gotta stop this, because otherwise the person that we're gonna back is not going to make it to the throne. So she like attacks, right? She attacks, but then and then everybody else starts, you know, making moves, because they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to step in, or I'm gonna try to attack them back, or and then like the two people who were you know, competing to be conspirators, they attacked each other instead. And then the queen's like, what the hell is going on? And like the princess is like, oh my God. And so like everybody's like attacking each other. And then finally my character just like can't take it anymore. This is like 5 minutes before the LARP ends. Like everything just happened in the past, like, or in the last like 5 or 10 minutes. My character's like, I can't take it anymore. My guilt is too great. And like, you know, I killed the king. Me and my fellow soldier, we killed the king. And they're like, who told you to do it? And we're like, the ambassador. And everyone's like, ah. And so then my friend was like, okay, this is desperate times. I'm going to try to kill the princess because we're screwed anyway. So like, I don't care if I die. Like, we're just like, if we kill the princess, then, you know, then everything we went through might be for something. So she tries to attack the princess. But I, being the guilt-ridden person I am, and still like in my heart of hearts loyal to the family, dives in front of my friend's sword, and she kills me instead. And so I brutally died in the end in service of the princess. My friend was like, you know, shocked, because we had been best buds for like a long time. We had gone through all of this stuff together. And then the ambassador actually got killed by somebody else. They unsuccessfully defended against the other conspirator. And so I'm trying to imagine someone hopping to the stream right now. No contact. It's like, are we still talking about Harvest soon? What's going on? Anyway, I died a very dramatic death, which I was very happy about, because I was like, that is a good story arc. Like my character who felt like they did something unforgivable, like meeting their and Hello? Well, I guess I'm pregnant. Oh my God. We're getting a baby. Woo! Well, that's cool. How long does it take for the baby? I was gone for a bit. I assume this is about the LARP. Yes, this is about the LARP. I'm describing in great detail the LARP. There's so much going on right now. I agree. A bun in the oven. A bun in the oven. Will I have to name my child? Because this child is going to be a victim of my not very good naming abilities. Congrats on the baby, a fictional baby. Let me make that clear on the story. Yesterday, because I was updating somebody about how far I had gotten in Harvest Moon, and I said I got married, and they were like, "Oh, you got married?" And I was like, "No, not in real life." But yeah, the LARP. So the princess survived, and it turned out that there was an item that was being used throughout the LARP to test for people's eligibility for the throne, whether they were blood related. Actually, the person who was in control of this item was purposefully trying to be vague about it because they didn't want things to like. They were sort of trying to, until they could figure out who the actual like proper heir would be. They didn't want to like make anybody like any. They didn't want any decisive information to be out there until they personally had figured it out. Newly married, real, not fake. Right. And so in these 5 minutes, they tested the princess, and it turned out she was not, the item did not deem her eligible. And it was like, huh? And the reason is because the queen had been, she had been consorting with her lover, the person who was the other conspirator actually, and the princess was actually the daughter of him, not the king. So the princess was actually not blood related to the bloodline at all. But it was discovered that another character which was kind of funny because like I didn't know who this character was. He was just like in the castle for some reason, just like some random like dude. He was, I think, hired as like the like executor. Like they call him a headsman. It's like somebody chops people's heads off, I guess. He was just kind of around, and like my character had no information about this guy, so but I tried to talk to him anyway because I was like, well, everyone's supposed to talk to everybody, and he was just like, I don't know, like this stuff is like really crazy. But another character knew that this random guy, the supposedly random guy, was actually the nephew of the king, who was thought to be dead. But somebody had like adopted him basically and like raised him, and then just like kept him secret from the royal family until like this moment where like, the succession was going to happen. And so everybody finds out that he's actually like the next heir. And so he became crowned king because the person who was like, we are following the rules. I don't care what you say. He's the rightful heir. We're following the rules. He gets crowned king, but he marries Princess Lolly. Or Princess Lolly says, like, I'll peacefully give the crown over if you marry me and I get to continually serve as the queen. So that was the ending. I died. My guardsman died. The person that we were backing died. Princess Lolly did become queen, but not because she was actually the blood heir, but because she got married to her adopted cousin, I guess. But they're not actually related, it turns out. So it was fine. So yeah, it was like really crazy right at the end. You didn't know this character. Did someone play this character, or was it just the GM talking? Oh, it was somebody playing the character. They were, I mean, they had their own like character sheet and secrets and stuff, but it just turned out that my character didn't know much about this character. They were kind of like a new person to the castle. Yeah, so I had like no reason to suspect him of anything, but there was another character who knew the secret about, he's actually related to the royal line, and they were trying to figure out like, they explained later, this is kind of nice, like after the LARP, we all had sort of like a retrospective of like, okay, so what was actually going on, and like, what were the secrets? The person who knew this was like, well, I couldn't just reveal that my adopted grandson was actually the nephew of the king because I didn't want him to get killed, right? Like there's all these people vying for the throne. And so like if somebody finds out that there's actually like a blood a living blood relative surviving, like he's going to become a target. So they were trying to like wait for the right time, which is why it all sort of got revealed at the end. But yeah, it was another person playing this character, and they were trying to they were working together with this other character who knew the secret, but they themselves didn't know the secret about themselves. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. But yeah, that was the ending of our game. And we asked the GM afterwards, because this was the 4th time she had run this game. So she had run it 3 previous times, and we're like, oh, what happened the previous times? Because they actually all ended up different. And she said like my story with the 2 soldiers who died, she was like, that was like the saddest ever. Like, this is the most sad like version of this. Like previously only in our game 3 whole people died, and in the previous 3 games only 1 person has died across all the 3 previous games. So this was the bloodiest version of the game. Hello Betty, welcome to the stream. I'm talking about the LARP that I went to yesterday night. I didn't mean to leave the chicken coop. I've never role played in my life, but this sounds really fun. Yeah, it was very, very fun. I think it really matters that you find a group that is like cool and chill. And this was definitely the case. So everyone was very like welcoming and like not, oops, that's not where I'm gonna go. Everyone was very welcoming and like very much like, oh, you're new, that's so exciting. Like, let us know if you have any questions or whatnot. So I highly recommend it. If you find like a good, friendly group, like it's a little bit scary, but it was sort of like, it's basically just like playing pretend, but it's kind of with some structure. Like the GM provides some structure about what's going on, which is gives you a lot of like stuff to work with. You don't need to like just make things up. You're opening Final Fantasy 16 for the first time in months. Congratulations. I wish you luck in finishing an multiple hours long JRPG. It's hard work. I understand. Hello, Alexander Dean. Welcome. Glad you found a group. Yeah, me too. It really does help that like I have this role-playing friend who like knows a lot of good role-playing friends, and I think he's pretty like good about like, I don't know, all of his role-playing friends I've met are all very cool people, so they do a good job like making sure there's no weird vibes going on. It seems like they're very cool about like making sure people are comfortable and all that. But yeah, we asked the GM actually like, oh, what happened for the other games, and I think one game the princess was crowned. No, I think the other 2 games the princess was crowned queen, like without too many hiccups. And actually there was one game where this detail about a secret living relative was never revealed. They just like didn't reveal it for some reason. I can't remember why. She explained what happened, but and then there was another game where the ambassador actually successfully usurped the throne. So that was kind of interesting. Like, wow, because I was like trying to back this character the whole time, but it was really hard. I was like, I don't know how to do this without just like straight up like killing the princess, which is something my character does not want to do. But that's like the only way to remove her from eligibility. Except for the fact that if we had found out earlier that she wasn't actually blood related to the king, then that would have changed things. But farm is looking nice. Yeah, thank you. It's yeah, we've got a lot of animals. Not any crops growing because it's it's autumn. No crops can grow. But yeah, it's looking good. My fictional wife is fictionally pregnant. I do not know when baby gets born. Friday. Oh, okay. It's about time to go to sleep. Thank you for your trouble, darling. Thank you for the fish. Delicious fish for dinner. Go to sleep. I go to sleep so early in year 2. Fictional baby. Cute heart bed. Yeah, I had this children's bed before I got married. Isn't that creepy? I upgraded the. I think this is for my older child when it grows up, and this is for my baby, my second child. So I was like ready for kids even before I got married. Kind of creepy, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it depends on who you ask. It did not deter my wife, apparently. But yeah, LARPing was very fun. I'm glad that they were very like not strict about. Oh, I need my brush. I'm glad they were not strict about like costumes and stuff because I literally had nothing. But yeah, there were some people who were like super dressed up. Like the ambassador was dressed up. The princess was also pretty dressed up. She had like a wig, and she bought this like yellow dress and like glued these like patches, I guess they were like lollipop patches, and she like glued them to her dress. And so that was really cool. And then the advisor guy, the one that was like trying to find the rightful heir to the throne, he had like a cool like magic cape thing that he like painted. It looked kind of Lord of the Rings-ish. Yeah, but it was good. You had nothing on? A little incident? Oh, indecent, you mean? No, I tried to dress like kind of knight-ish, I guess. Like I had like a white blouse that I wore. And then I wore like kind of more masculine jeans, I guess. So I tried to dress a little bit more like fightery, like, so I didn't wear like a skirt or anything. And then of course I bought my sword from Target. So I had a sword, a super ugly sword for $15 from Target. And I think that was good enough. There was a guy there, like it was really arranged. There was like one guy who like, he was just wearing like jeans and a hoodie, you know? But he was actually not too new to LARPing. I think I was talking to him afterwards. He was he had done it like a couple of times before when he was in college. But he didn't have a costume. The guy who was the secret royal relative, his name was Mr. Mint. And so he wore like a lot of like he was wearing like normal clothes, but they were all like striped. He wore like striped clothes. So yeah, it was kind of, you know, people got creative, made do with what they had. It was kind of cool. My fellow guardsman was wearing she had like rainbow tights on. So, you know, people tried to dress kind of like candy-ish. Fire Emblem Engage roleplay stripes everywhere. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Very many colors. Yes, that's Mika Picasso for you. She is well known for that style. Very bright, very vivid. But yeah, it was good. So, you know, there was a good range, and like the GM told me this beforehand too. She's like, oh yeah, don't worry too much about costumes. You can dress up if you want. Like knowing the people who are in the group, like there's some people who are gonna go out and there's some people who aren't gonna dress up at all, and like that's like totally fine. So just do what you want to do. I don't think I could do a LARP where it required costuming, because I have no desire to do that, I guess. Like I'm already like very like, what am I gonna do with this $15 sword? What am I gonna do with it? Do I keep it for the next LARP, or do I like give it away? So I'm already having like a crisis because of this sword. I don't think I could do it for regular costumes. I milk everyone. Are you milked? The cows are stacked on top of each other. Okay, I guess everyone got milk. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's really fun. Oh gosh. It was definitely a big change from tabletop role playing, because you really have to be, well, first of all, because The scenario was a little bit more serious. I mean, it took place in Candyland. It was a Candyland themed LARP, but it was like a tragedy. Like there were people trying to kill each other and like political stuff going on and whatever. But it was more serious. Like there were funny moments, but like, you know, my character had a very tragic end. But in like D&D, I feel like most of the time when I play with my friends, it's like very, you know, shenanigans. And there's some heartfelt moments here and there, but it's very shenanigans. There was less shenanigans here, mostly because I think we had to like act out what's going on. Cosplay is expensive and causes clutter for sure. Yeah, I have this cosplay that I bought and then I ended up never wearing it. And now I don't know how to get rid of it because I don't want to send it to like, I don't want to take it to Goodwill because I feel like I'm like scared they might throw it away because it's just like, what is this? I'm going to throw away this like weird cosplay. But so I've been trying to like sell it. Like I put it up on eBay and like nobody wants it either. I'm like, come on, somebody's got to be a fan of this anime. Come on, just take it off my hands. I don't want it anymore. But nobody wants it. I'm like, I like wore it like once. It's clean. It's like barely used. It was expensive originally. So I do not know how people get rid of their cosplays. I wish I knew, because it seems like a pretty niche thing. Ah, well. Oops. I keep dropping stuff today. What's wrong with me? Butterfingers. Butterfingers! But yeah, highly recommend LARP. Highly recommend. It was great. I regret not getting into it sooner. Will you think of a name for the baby? Oh my god. Chat, what are we naming the baby? I have to think about it. We cosplayed once and ended up just throwing everything away. Oh no! Yeah, it's like who? It's like you worked hard on this costume and it like works, but like it seems like something nobody else wants to buy, you know? Like, would people wear, or I don't know. Is it like, maybe it's a lost cause? I don't know. Nobody wants to buy my old cosplay. What do I name my baby? Liza? Name baby your LARP character name? That's a good idea. He was born in my LARP arc. The baby was born during my LARP arc. So my LARP's character name was Giggly Gumdrop. And I don't know if that'll fit. Knowing the game, it might only let me do 4 characters. Prisoner Junior. Wow, that's incredible. My name was Giggly Gumdrop. I was very not giggly though, because I was racked by guilt. At the blood on my hands. The sins I have committed. Hello, I'm Giggly Gumdrop, and I killed the king. I also murdered my fellow soldiers who were trying to protect the king and made it look like that they were attacked by wild beasts. All in the name of treason! That's me, Giggly Gumdrop. Hey, what time is it? I have to like wander around. I don't know why. Oh my god, it's only 10 a.m. I feel the need to, like, I could go to sleep right now because I've done all my chores, all my Harvest Moon chores, but like for some reason I don't want to go to sleep until my wife like gives me dinner. It just feels wrong. Guess I can go let's inspect the farm, see what's going on. I found a hole in our defenses. Oh my god! Hello! Whoa, that jump scared me. Oh, this is where she goes during the day. Okay. Like, oops. During the afternoon, she like disappears from the house. And I'm like, where is she? I can't find her. She's not in town. She's not on the mountain, but she's in our shed. Our dirty shed for some reason. Honey, the shop is closed because it's Saturday today. Oh, but she's working on her inventions. You can go out to town though, honey, if you want. You know, it might be good for you to get out sometimes. I feel bad. I feel bad that you're just like trapped in here. Well, if that's what you want, I'm not gonna stop you. Her shed has seen better day. There's a spider web, I know. I know. You could work in the house. It's okay. You don't have to work in the shed. I'm fine with it. Ooh, there's another one. Oh, I guess because it was raining. Breaks down the fence. Ah! Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. Another one. Okay. But yeah, I had a very exciting weekend. I had a very exciting weekend. It was sort of like I had this thought afterwards, where like a LARP is basically a nerd house party, where everyone's in a house, you wander around, you talk to everybody, and like kind of get to know them. Except instead of having to come up with stuff by yourself, you are given things to talk about. You're given characters to play, you're given social guidance. And also you have like a person who lets you, who helps when conflicts arise, social conflicts arise, or martial conflicts. So yeah, it's a nerd house party. Like we were like wandering all over the house, like the first floor of the house, just like talking in secret and passing secrets to each other and blah blah blah. But maybe I'm totally off because I've never been to like an actual house party, so that's what I think a house party is like for like normies, I guess. Is that what you do in a normal house party? You just like wander around and talk to each other? Okie dokie. Okay, sunny day, excellent. What day is it? 16th of fall. Okay, we're a couple days away from the fall, or the egg festival. It's warm, such comfortable sun. What should you name the baby? Name it GMDP. Gumdrop. 100% you're gonna go again is what I'm hearing. I mean, I think so. Like especially if it's that group, and now I kind of know them. If the GM was like, oh, I wrote another game, like, do you wanna try it? I'd be like, yeah. And actually, another thing that I found very interesting was the system that was used for the game. So it was a lot of role playing, but there were like actual mechanics. Like my character had skills and stuff that they could use. And like if you try to do a skill on somebody, they had a chance to resist it, and like they could attack back. And so there were like mechanics for what you should do. So that was kind of interesting to learn about how that worked. But the GM was very apologetic. Like, oh, this is like a really old system. It was, revolutionary when it came out at the time I was writing the LARP. But nowadays we have much more simpler systems and like they work a lot better. And I'm like, wow, that's really interesting that like the scene, the game, what do you call it? Like the rules of the game continue to evolve. Like people are inventing new ways to enjoy or to like simulate conflicts and resolve them. And so, especially if she runs a game where like a newer game where the rules are different, like I would be interested in seeing what that's like, I think. And it might encourage me to use my abilities more, because the system that we used was kind of old. It was very clunky. And I like, it took us like an hour, not an hour, maybe like half an hour to resolve a conflict, because people kept like jumping in and being like, wait, if you do that, then I'm going to do this. And it's like, okay, well, we need to add that to like the action queue and like resolve it in order and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like an old version of a game, it needs a patch. Like that's exactly it. And it was fascinating hearing it from, like the GM and like one of the other players who was like pretty experienced, how they were like, back in the day, like this was like the new kid on the block. Like everybody was like, oh my God, like this is like amazing. This can like let us do all sorts of like different kinds of abilities and stuff. So it's kind of interesting to see how that perspective has evolved over time. nested if then. Yes, exactly. Or callback chains. One of the house parties I went to, I got to talk to nearly everyone by being in the bathroom helper for drunk people. Aw. Well, that's very nice of you to do. Wow, I don't know what I would do with drunk people. I guess just try to make sure that they're not gonna hurt themselves. Oh boy, that does sound very... What is that? Yeah, I guess I kind of just guessed based on the words, but what is a bathroom helper? Do you like make sure they don't like fall into the toilet or something? Or like, or something? I don't know. Here, let me help you be. Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely heard stories about like, there's a VTuber I follow who told this story where he was like at a house party and he was super drunk and he was just like laying down on the floor of the bathroom and then like, you know, he was like too drunk to get up. He was just like hanging out there, or maybe he was like barfing in there. I can't remember, but for some reason he was in the bathroom and he like couldn't leave. And then somebody else came in, also drunk, and they were like, well, I gotta pee, so I'm just gonna stand over you and then pee in the toilet while you're on the ground. And he was like, well, this is my life now. And I was like, my God. What in the world? So that's kind of what I imagined when you said bathroom helper. I was like, oh, to prevent this from happening. Probably. I don't know what to call it, but I literally just monitored the line of people who needed to go to the bathroom, making sure people got in if they were desperate, making sure people got out, making sure nobody went in alone if they were real drunk. Oh, interesting. Wow. That's is that a role that you assign to yourself, or is that like, you know, your friend was hosting the party and they were like, hey Kai, can you do this and make sure everyone's like, you know, help me make sure everyone's comfortable? Like, was that somebody that like, did somebody like ask you to do this? Is this like a common role? Sort of like a designated driver, kind of like, oh, there's like the friend who is the designated driver. You fell into the role just with your natural helpfulness. Wow. I have not spent much time around drunk people. None of my friends really drink that much. So this is new. This is new to me. It's very interesting. I was cool with it because I was deep in conversation with the people near the bathroom anyway. Yeah, that works out. Like, might as well just help out while you're there. Makes sense. Very, very interesting. I have not like really gotten drunk ever. I think I go straight from like, I try not to drink a lot because of the fact that if I do, I immediately like get real barfy. Like, I don't have like a fun drunk period, it seems like other people have. Like, I drink a bit and then I get really red and then like wanna barf. Like, it's not fun. And like get real, like a big headache immedately. I think I might be allergic to alcohol or something. I have whatever that Asian gene is. Let it be known this is not a regular occurrence. Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I would have not known. I basically feel like I'm on an LSD trip on alcohol, so needless to say, I do not drink. Yeah, I don't like feel good when I drink. So there must be something that's happening in my body that is different from other people's. Like, it's like not a pleasant experience. Yeah, I don't know. I accidentally drank a lot once where my in-laws came to visit. Actually, this has happened to multiple times where I've accidentally drank a little bit too much. My in-laws came to visit us in California, and my mother-in-law especially, like, she really likes wine. And so we're like, oh, let's drive up to Napa, which is kind of a famous like wine region in California. And like, oh, let's drive up to Napa. We can take you wine tasting. So we all went together. Like my husband and I. My husband doesn't drink like at all. Like I drink a little bit, but he doesn't drink at all. So my husband and me, and then my in-laws and my sister-in-law, we all went up, and we drove around from winery to winery and like drunk a little bit of wine at each place. And I got really drunk. I was like, I felt so bad. And the reason is because you're apparently not supposed to drink the whole like sample that they give you. You're supposed to just like try it and then like throw it away, which seems like not like, I get it. Like, why would you waste the wine? Like, that seems bad. Just give you a little bit in the first place. But I drank like the whole sample every time. and I was like, I need to lay down. So I just like laid down on the couch, and my mother-in-law was very concerned. She was like, oh no, like what, you know, she felt kind of bad, but yeah, I was like super dead. Cause I didn't know you're supposed to drink like a sip, and then there's like a container. There's a container that you throw your leftover wine into. Which is like, why would you do that? Just like pour a little bit in the first place. I don't understand. You're just like wasting the wine. The winery hub, and you hit him with the rookie mistake. Yeah, that was me. I was the rookie. I was the mistake. But my mother-in-law had a good time. Well, I mean, we all had a good time, except for the fact that I was dying. I recovered quickly enough. I just had to lay down for a while. And we took a little bit of a break in between once it was clear that I was like not able to enjoy myself. Throw them all into a cup and do a final test of the mix. Is that like a good way to get some wait, what do you call them? The wine tasting people. Is that a good way to get one of them to kill you? Probably. Sommelier? Is that what it is? They would probably murder you. Be like, how dare you do this? You're ruining the wine. That's what it's called, right? Sommelier? Sommelier? Maybe the wine will be the thing that kills you. Probably. Probably. Yeah, but that incident was not a time that I was close to barfing. I just felt very bad. The other time this happened was when I went to a conference for like work, and I met up with a friend there, or a couple of friends there actually. Oh, I don't need to brush these cows. I keep forgetting. I met up with a friend there, and we, two friends, and we had dinner together. And we ordered wine because I was like, you know what? I'm at like a work conference. I'm going to be a grown up, because my friend ordered wine, and I was like, I'll order wine too. So I drank, like, they just gave me like one glass, but I like drank the whole thing because I felt bad wasting it. Again, like I didn't want to waste the wine. So I like tried to drink as much of it as possible. And then afterwards we were walking back to like the conference hotel, and I was like, I remember thinking like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna barf. But I didn't barf, but I was like, I had to like stop and like lean on like a railing for a while. And my friend was like, both my friends were like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I just tried too hard to be an adult. Yeah, but I successfully did not barf. So, but I almost did. I think that's probably the worst time I had. But it wasn't that bad, I think. An unfortunately common scenario. Yeah, I need to just stop like trying to... I need to not drink a whole cup if I can't do it. Some people are just not built to ingest alcohol. Yeah, I think I'm one of those people. I have that gene that, like, you know, you get really red when you get wine. And I think I read about it once. I think I just literally cannot digest the like I don't have the enzymes or something to like break down the alcohol properly. And so it's like literally, I think it's like actually bad for me. I don't know. I've never been to like a doctor to like ask them about it. But yeah, I think I just am incapable of consuming the alcohol. Asian flesh, exactly. That's exactly it. More than a gene of being a light drinker, you have a gene of not wanting to waste food. Oh, well, that wasn't a... I guess that is kind of hereditary. That was instilled into me by my parents. When I was younger, I drank so much one night alone that I had a full day hangover of constant vomiting and my head actually feeling like it was gonna explode. Do not recommend. Oh my gosh, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. I guess maybe I should count my blessings. Like my body does like physically does not allow me to get to that point. It seems like it's just like you're gonna die right now, so don't even try. So I've never felt that before. Probably because I think my body just kind of shuts it down like real fast. Oh no. That's insane because there are times I did drink a lot perfectly fine. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think some people are just better at it. I don't know. It's just like I don't exactly know the mechanics of how alcohol gets digested, but yeah, I think there's just some people who can like do more. And like apparently you have to drink a lot of water or something. And maybe that helps. I don't know. Everybody, that was another thing I've definitely done is like I tried to drink and like didn't drink any water or like didn't eat any food. That was also early mistakes. Super lightweight. My people are known as heavy drinkers, so I guess it's generic. No clue. Genetic. No clue. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently Koreans are supposed to be good drinkers. Actually, that's not true. Koreans like drinking. I don't know if they're good drinkers. But I remember one time in grad school, like acquaintance, like I didn't really hang out with them, but they were like somebody I saw around. Like he was kind of a party dude. And he was like, oh, like we're gonna, this was like my first or second year. And he was like, oh, we're gonna like all go out to a bar. Like, do you wanna come hang out and like have some drinks and stuff? And then I was like, oh no, I don't really drink. And he was like, what? He was like so shocked. He was like, but you're Korean. What do you mean? I was like, oh, I did not know that was like a stereotype of Koreans, but apparently it is. Koreans are, I guess, you know, soju and all that. So like, I don't know, Koreans like drinking. Yeah, so apparently that's a stereotype. But I think it is true. Like, I think it is true. I've heard the tale that soju is cheaper than water. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Those are I don't know. I just can't do it. I don't know if it's just like my family thing or, you know, are there Koreans out there who are great at drinking? Probably. But, you Korean hard to tell from the avatar. Yeah, it doesn't really come through on the avatar, but yeah, I'm Korean. I've never lived there or anything. I was born in the United States, but my parents immigrated from there, like 40 years ago or something like that. So, yeah, I was born and raised in the United States. But, yep. I had another alcohol story, but I can't remember it anymore. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Alcohol. What was I gonna say about alcohol? My very first drink I ever had was what was it? I remember the brand of the vodka, but it wasn't vodka. It wasn't like straight vodka. They like added some stuff into it, but it was Sky. It was like a drink made from Sky vodka. Sky with the double Y's. And like after that, I had like a period where I was like, Sky vodka? I know that. Like, I was really like, oh, I think I'll have some Sky vodka. Like, I was like, oh, I see this as a store. I'll have this. It's so... What a silly girl I was. But yeah, it was like some kind of fruit drink. I don't know. And I like didn't know how to order it, so Yeah, I felt like I was in the know. I was like, oh, this is what the bartender made for me. I didn't know what to order, so a friend of a friend, like my friends threw me a birthday party at like sort of a bar restaurant place that was near our college. And I didn't know what to order, and one of our friends who's kind of like we were all kind of nerds, but we had like one friend who's like the party dude. He was like, oh, can you make something for her? It's her birthday, 21st birthday, and like, and then, she likes this kind of thing and like not too strong. And he was like, oh, okay. And so he just like made like a random thing. And I had it. Yeah. And then I felt like I was in the know. I was like, vodka? I've had that before. So that was not the story I was thinking of. I was trying to, there was something else, but I can't remember now. Oh well. Yeah. I'm curious, what were people's first drinks? Like I'd drunk something before. I think I'd had like a little bit of wine here and there, like growing up, just because my dad drinks sometimes. But yeah, I think that was like the very first time I like had like a proper alcoholic drink. Isn't it just great reliving cringe memories? Oh yeah, I like fall over in the street when it happens to me out in public. I'm just like, I fall to my knees, like, God, why? There's that meme of Mamoru from Sailor Moon, who's like, he like clutches his head and like collapses on the ground. That's me. One time I drank alcohol and it tasted bad and I said never again. Oh, really? Oh, so Greg, you don't drink at all? That's fair. It like doesn't taste very good. I'm like okay with it now, but I've never thought like, oh, like I like it. Occasionally would steal a cupful of tequila from the pantry when I was 10. Oh, wow. Isn't that like strong? Were you like, this is delicious? Oh my goodness, that's hardcore. My first beer was Modelo because of course. When I was 16, I stole some of my parents' Corona beer when they were out of town. What a wild weekend that was. Were you like secretly like, I'm drinking beer. I'm such a bad person. He he he. Look at me being a rebellious. Like was it like that, or were you like like what? Because I can imagine a couple things. Like I remember when have I told this before? One time I stole a piece of gum from a grocery store, like one of those mom and pop grocery stores, not like a big one. Or why am I in here? And I was so horrified at myself that when it came time to eat it, I hid under a table, which is like actually, now that you're older, you're like, that was more conspicuous than just being like standing in a normal part of the house. But I hid under a table and I ate it, and then I didn't want to show the evidence, so I swallowed the gum. Like I stayed on the table until I chewed the whole thing, and then I like swallowed the gum, and then I like threw the wrapper into the fireplace so that there was no evidence. Capful, not cup. Oh, okay. A capful. But still, like, it's like pretty strong tasting, isn't it? Oh, why am I infinitely talking to this cow? I just wanted to try. I was too bashful to drink with friends, but was curious what it felt like to be drunk. Ah, I see. Okay. What did it fulfill your expectations, or were you like blah, or were you like, huh, okay, like seems cool? First time I ever felt anything for alcohol was age 21 after 2 Miller Lights. I don't know. Sometimes people ask like, oh, how many beers can you drink? And I literally have no idea, because I drank beer like once and I was like, this tastes like garbage. Why do people drink this? This tastes so weird. It tastes like carbonated bread liquid. I don't like it. 1 Miller Lite. It was very fun, but I did drink too much. A bit of a stomach disaster late that night. Oh no. Aw. Yeah, definitely, like, it's definitely, if nobody's there to like tell you like, oh, be careful of this and this, like it's very easy to just like accidentally go ham because you don't know your limits and you don't know like how to, yeah, it's oh no, that's rough. Well, I'm glad you got through that okay. It sounds like you didn't go too crazy or anything. I actually love the taste, but I can't stand the liquor or wine. Still don't drink because it's not for me. Oh, interesting. I've heard that there's non-alcoholic beers, but I've never tried one. Actually, I think I see them at Japanese grocery stores, which is kind of interesting. Just like specifically at Japanese grocery stores. So maybe that's like, I don't know. I guess it would make sense it's like a popular product there because the drinking culture is so strong. Like corporate drinking culture. Very strong in Japan. Maybe they have non-alcoholic options. Honestly, fizzy water's close enough for me. I'm sipping some right now. Ooh. My confession is I don't like fizzy water either. Like, I actually don't like most soda. I don't know why. I think my parents, for some reason, successfully just, like, made it so I just never experienced soda. The same thing with chocolate. Like, I don't like really want chocolate or soda. I guess my parents just like held it off for me until I was older, and then by the time I was older, I was like, this is fine. I think my mentality was, if 3 beers makes you feel this good, I bet 9 beers will make me feel incredible. Oh no! Oh no! Oh god. Well, it's math. It works that way. Of course it does. Same. I love water. Hated at restaurants when they put a lemon in it. Okay, well, I really like flavored water. Not like sugary flavored water, but I like the fruit water. I don't know why. I'm also, I think because I'm very sensitive to the taste of water. Like whenever, you know how like whenever you move to like a new house or like a new apartment or something, or even if you travel and you like try to drink the water from the tap, you know, assuming it's safe to do so in the place that you're in, like the water tastes different. And then you're like, bleh, this is not the water I like. And so, I don't know, like, you're like, why does it taste so weird? It tastes round. I don't know how to describe it. Like it tastes like a different shape. Like I don't know how to describe the different tastes of water, but they taste like different. I think the worst was when I went to Crater Lake, which is a volcanic area in Oregon. I went there with a couple of friends, and we stayed in like a little cabin thing, and the water tasted like sulfur. The water tasted like sulfur. It tasted like farts, and I was like, oh. And like all of the water was like farts, but it was like, it's not like bad for you. And like the signs at the camp place were like, the water's gonna taste like sulfur. It's actually, you know, there's like minerals and stuff. It's fine, but you know, it's not bad for you. But it was like, oh, okay, this is the water we have. That's cool. A lot of people like their water different. Yeah. You drink other water. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Other water. And it took me a long time when we moved to this apartment to like get used to the water here. I think it took me like a year. I was like, this water is not good as the water in the other apartment. But now I'm used to it. Now it tastes normal to me. I'd stay over at someone who used a well, and their toilet always looked like it had an explosion happen in it. Wow. Wow. I think one time I stayed in a place, I visited China with my friend who's from there. And so we were at like one of his relatives' house, but the relative had like a toilet that was like not a flush toilet. You had to like scoop water into it to make it flush. Does that make sense? Like you had to like pour water into it manually to make it flush. That was the scariest thing I've ever encountered in my life. It was so scary. That's basically how toilets work anyway, yes. But now the toilet I have to rely on my own ability to flush the toilet properly. I cannot. I couldn't. I was scared. I was like, why doesn't it just... Why can't it just go down? RV toilets. I've never stayed in an RV. Are they kind of... I imagine them, they're like airplane toilets. Are they kind of like airplane toilets? Like just kind of like a hole? And they just go into like a tank or something, and then you have to empty out the tank. I guess you would like, do RV people like hire somebody to clean out their tank for them? I don't know how RV toilets work. Seems convenient, but it seems cleaning them would be probably not fun. Oh my god, it's only 10 a.m. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm going to sleep early, honey. Oh, so are you, apparently. Never been in an airplane toilet, but RV toilets have barely any water, and you press a button, and it goes kind of floosh, and then it's dead silent. Oh, okay, yeah. So it is like an airplane toilet. It kind of like vacuums it out, is what airplane toilets do. Oh, the egg festival's tomorrow. I'm gonna get my power berry. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, I almost have 200K. I'm rich. I'm rich. Yeah, I've never been in an RV. That sounds cool though. I have a I know somebody at work who like she and her family like bought, and she loves camping, and they bought like a little RV van thing, like a cute RV van thing to like go on road trips on and camp in. And that seems like a really, you know, cozy life. I don't think I could do it, but like I love the idea of camping, but now I'm too used to my like life of running water and air conditioning. I'm spoiled. But yeah, it does seem super comfy. Just like you sleep in your little bunk in a car, and you have your little like, I don't know, it's just like a little cozy space. Seems cool. I was about to buy a truck camper for 4K a few years back, and it'd be like Screw City life. Oh, you're gonna live the Harvest Moon life for real. RV sounds so comfy until you have to clean the bathroom ways. Yeah, that's the thing. That seems like the worst. Cause like at least with camping, you go, you know, you can go in like the campground bathrooms or whatever, and like somebody else takes care of it. But like, yeah, it seems like a lot of work for sure. And maybe less work than like a regular house or an apartment. I don't know. I don't know. Different kinds of work, maybe. Different kinds of work. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should ask my coworker how they handle that stuff. Cause she has like 2 kids. So like, you know, it's like kind of a, you know, they're like a family that uses it, and so it's not just like one person, so it must be even more work. And if you stay somewhere really cold, the pipes will freeze and burst. Oh, so you gotta like make sure you have like antifreeze in there or something. Oh, I see. Yeah, that seems hard. I think I would enjoy RV camping if I rented it and like somebody cleaned it for me afterwards or something, but that would probably be kind of expensive. I don't know. I've never investigated this. I think driving it would also be kind of scary, but I guess once you're used to it, it's like fine. Once you're used to it, you're probably fine. And if it's not too big, then that's probably even more fine. But there are some cute camper cars out there. I did like look around once. At camper cars. I forget why. It might have been because of Animal Crossing, the mobile game Animal Crossing. What's it called again? Pocket Camp. Because you have a little camper car in Pocket Camp that you can decorate. But I think at that time I was like, what if I had a real camper car? Like I'm never gonna get one, but I want to look. There's some real cute ones. They look very cute. The autumn music is surprisingly intense for our harvest moon. Is it too loud? Should I turn it down? It's a very intense, like, hurry up, it's almost winter, get it working. Yeah, it's pretty intense. If it's too loud, let me know. I can turn it down. And it has a very short loop. It's a very short loop. It's not too loud, just seems very high energy. Yeah. But soon we'll get to winter and then we'll have depressing winter music. And all will be well. Here, have this egg. Oh my god, it's only 7 a.m. I guess I'll go grab ship a couple mushrooms. Even though I don't really need the money. I have so much money right now. Dun, 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 dun. Would you love your husband if he was marbles? Yeah, I would. Oh, that reminds me. I remember, Greg, you asked me this question a couple of streams back about oh, does anything interesting happen if you eat the poisonous mushroom? Oh, I think we tested this, but I forgot. Let me see. We can time shenanigans. Eat. Oh, okay. Nothing, I get. Maybe it just like takes away energy or something. Alas, nothing too interesting. But would you love marble if you ate your husband? No, it was would you love marble if you split into 2 or something? Or like what if there were 2 marbles or something like that? I don't know. I can't remember exactly what you asked, but it led me to asking my husband, what would you do if there were 2? What if marble split into 2? What would you do? And he said he would sell one, a purebred Abyssinian cat. He would sell one. And then I said, what if every time marble split into 2, like he won't split into 2 if his other one is around, but if you sell one, he'll split into 2 again. And if every time he split into 2, he got a little bit smaller until he became microscopic. Would you still keep selling the marbles? And he was like, okay, I guess not. I would sell a couple to make some money, and then also it would be nice if marble was like a little bit smaller so he wasn't such a menace with his size. And then we would stop, and then we would just have the two slightly smaller marbles. And I was like, that sounds good. He splits into 2 every 9 days, like Dropner. What is Dropner? What is that from? But yeah, I remembered that. I had noted down, actually. I was like, oh, when next time Greg is in chat, I will tell him about this. But then I lost my computer restarted and I lost my notepad. Oh, it's the Egg Festival today. Let's go to the Egg Festival. I will think of a name for the baby right after I kick everyone's butt at the Egg Festival. Norse mythology magic ring. Ah. See. Yeah, like that. Marble's a magic cat. A Norse mythology cat. But yeah, I'd still love my husband if he was Marble's height. Pocket-sized. Well, actually, Marble's not really pocket-sized. Purse-sized? Purse-sized husband. Spawns 8 copies every 9 nights for eternity? Whoa. Interesting. I wonder if Dropner inspired the Lord of the Rings mythology at all. Cow, get out of here. I need to brush the other cow. Please. Leave. Cow. Move. Oh. Ah! Uh-oh. See if I can move. 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 Oh, okay, you're here. Norse mythology is the Lord of the Rings entire core. Yeah. It's really interesting. I took a... Have I said this? I took a Lord of the Rings, like a Tolkien class when I was in college. And and during that class we took we read a couple of the like original texts that Tolkien was like inspired by, and that was really interesting actually. I don't remember much actually, but I remember it was like very interesting, like talking about like, oh, this is like where stuff came from or whatever. How long are you gonna stream today? Maybe like half an hour longer or something like that. Not too much longer. Maybe half an hour or so. Lord of the Rings is Norse myth if there are no gods. I recently read Tolkien's The Silmarillion. It was better than Lord of the Rings in my opinion. Oh, cool! I read it once a long time ago. It's pretty dense from what I remember, but it's kind of cool because it reads more like a history textbook than like a story from what I remember. I might be wrong about this. But I found that was actually pretty... It like provides a very straightforward view of the mythology, which was very fun. You don't have to like work too hard to kind of understand the time scale of everything. But yeah, it was cool. Yeah, the Silmarillion is pretty cool. Gonna hop off. If you have a good rest of your stream, and catch you next Friday. Okay, thank you, Kai. Thanks for stopping by. See you next week. Oh yeah, what should I stream next week? Probably more Legaia. Legaia, Harvest Moon... Art? Did I mix it up? It's been Legaia and Harvest Moon for a little while. Any one-off games I could play? Why is my cow sick? What happened to you? Oh my god, this must be remedied immediately. No! Outer Wilds. No, did I forget to feed it? Wait, should I rewind? Is it worth rewinding? I might be too far, actually. Because I spent a lot of time in the cow barn. Oh no, I need to go buy medicine. No! My cow, I failed you. Norse myth is really cool. It seems to be every Japanese creator's favorite mythology. Oh. The immediate thing I think of is Oh My Goddess, which I've actually never read, but it's like immediately what I thought of. No, I think I forgot to... Did I forget to feed it? That's so sad. I'm so sorry. I don't think I can buy medicine today. What, is it gonna die? Think of Final Fantasy 7, Fire Emblem Fates, Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider? Ah, that's cool. There was this old anime that I watched called Loki Mantante Ragnarok. It was like a detective, and it was literally like the main character was like Loki as a child, like in a child's body, and he's like, I'm a detective. It had I remember it had cool music. Like I liked the intro and outro music, but I don't remember anything about the story. One Piece says Elbef. I remember that show used to air on Adult Swim. Oh, it was on Adult Swim? Interesting. I did not know anybody else knew about it. I like haven't heard anyone else talk about it. It's like the mythology you see the most after Japanese mythology. Yeah, I think that's true. Like in Western fiction as well. I feel like even more so than Greek and Roman mythology. I feel like Norse mythology actually gets referenced way more. I don't know. No, my cow. I hope it doesn't die. I need it to be happy so I can get a good score. Wish the cow fodder wasn't such a yucky shade of gray. Perhaps a more healthy looking yellow. Yeah, it's like, no wonder it's sick. I've been feeding cows this like weird wrinkly stuff. And in the past, Western is more popular than Greek currently, but they certainly have the title of most famous. Did I do everything on my farm? Yes. Time to go to the festival. Is that a purple turtle on the bedside table? Yes, it is! In fact, it is, the purple turtle is a prize you can get from doing this festival, the Egg Festival, from winning the Egg Festival. It is a charm that prevents hurricanes. So the probability of hurricanes goes down once you win that little turtle. I keep thinking it's like a person with an afro. Like I keep thinking it's a person, and it kept jump scaring me in the previous house. The turtle was in HM64 as well. Oh yeah, you're right. Now that you think, I totally forgot. I think you were correct. Little kids need handicap. They say the winner will get the great prize. Yes, the great prize is a power berry. Is the prize juice? No. Oh, this guy is ready to win. If Carl were here, he would find it very quickly. Oh. Hey, the prize is a seed of a rare flower. Try to win this year. Okay. Honey, I know we're married, but I'm gonna kick your butt. Just watch. Now the annual egg searching game in autumn. The rule is simple. The first person that finds the same colored egg as the one I show wins the game. May I begin now? Yes. Here we go. First one is this. Okay, blue. Okay, where's blue? Where's blue? Where's blue? Is this blue? Not this? Oh, God. Love how 8-bit NPCs walk in place all the time. Yeah, this is very funny. I wonder when that convention started. No. Uh-oh, I'm not doing well. No. Wait. What the heck? Red. Okay, red I saw down here. Will I lose if I don't get all of them? Maybe if as long as I get most of them, it should be fine. Okay. White. I think that was down here. Or like a pale blue. Would you love marble if you learned how to delete your save? Isn't that just like basically having a small child? So yeah, I guess I would. And that was all he did for the next 6 months. I would tape his paws down or something. I would put like mittens on them. I would be like, you cannot do this to me. I'm sorry, I love you, Marble, but why can't I walk through here? Pink. Pink was by the midwife's hut. Here. Yes. Can't do this to me. It wasn't part of the deal. Oh, I hope I won, because I missed one. So sad if I didn't win. Yay! Mr. Jojo! The winner of this year's Egg Festival is Mr. Jojo! Congratulations, I'll deliver the prize to your home. Everybody, let's do our best this year, too. Puff puff. Ew, it's good for a healthy body to do exercise sometimes. Puff puff. do our best this year too. Ew, I just couldn't do it like I usually do. Ick, shouldn't have come here. Puff puff, don't speak to me, please. Hey, it's not the seed of a flower. Who said that? You did, Nina. Oh, there's my power berry. It's just on the table. I'm going to bed now. Good night. When will my baby be born? I'm gonna... Wait, let me look this up. How long does it take for baby to be born? Baby. Baby? Does not say here. Baby? Baby? This walkthrough does not say. I guess I'll just find out when the baby comes. No preparation needed. I like his idle animations. Yeah, they're cute. They didn't have to put them in there, but they did. Like the stretching and the like yawning and stuff. Okay. We're kind of in a low energy period, I think, for the game, because I gotta buy medicine. I gotta buy medicine today. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we don't have another festival until like Winter 10 or something like that, I think. So, hoping that maybe I'll have the baby. Maybe the baby will be born sometime soon. Oh, my cow is so sick. My cow is so sick. I need to help him. Maybe he'll get better by himself. Maybe with some proper rest and good food, he'll be fine. Or she, I guess I should say. So maybe I'll go cure my cow and then maybe we'll end it here, because then I can play a little bit, like can play off stream for a while until we get to the next festival and we can come back. Or until my wife gives birth. I don't know when that's gonna happen. But probably not in the next, like, 10 days. 10 or 20 days. Babies take a while to be formed, I think. From what I know. Would you love Marvel if he gave birth to a cow? Well, I hope it's a very small cow, because otherwise I don't think he would have a good time. But 20 minutes in the oven. I mean, I don't know. I guess I would love Marvel if he gave birth to a cow. I might make like a TikTok of the fact that it happened and monetize it. Or maybe ask some animal experts if they would like to study Marvel, as long as they don't hurt him, for science. I don't know what I would do with a cow that was birthed by a cat. I guess I would give it to a farmer who knows how to take care of a cow. Though a cat-sized cow might be really cute. That might be very cute. The only thing that cow does is delete or switch. Well, I would definitely give it away. I have no affection for this cow. And from what I know about cats, they're like pretty good about, like, you know, they like forget about their children pretty easily. So I don't think Marvel would be emotionally harmed by the cow being given away. But yeah, a pocket cow would actually be pretty cute, not gonna lie. But not if it was deleting my save files. Definitely not if it was deleting my save files. For marble, I would endure, but not for this cow. Yeah, I mean, I am kind of going through it right now. Like, would you love Marble if he had to wear a cone all the time and couldn't eat or use a litter box by himself because then he would get litter and water everywhere? The answer is yes, because that's what we're going through right now. You could cook the cow and share it with Marble? Oh, that just seems like, I don't know. Like, logically speaking, that doesn't seem that bad, but I think I would feel bad doing that. The dictator of Cuba tried to ask scientists to make dog-sized cows? Really? What for? Like to make them more, to make them, like, easier to keep? Or something? They wouldn't produce that much milk, though, right? Like, they would be... Wouldn't that be kind of inefficient? Mini milk. That's true. You could have your own, like, milk dispenser at home. Which is your cow. But you need to... But the cows... You need to breed the cow to make them have milk. Right? They don't just, like, make milk. Oops. I need to give this to my wife. I almost forgot. The dictator is obsessed with milk? Like, really obsessed? Oh. That's cool. I've never... Wow. That's really interesting. I wonder... Huh. I do not know what to say. Oh, Ellen. Don't mind me. My cow is just sick. Oops. My cow is just sick for no reason. I was not a bad caretaker. Okay. Oh, I should just have emergency medicine on hand. I thought it was like an item that I had to carry around, but it looks like it just goes to the tool shed, so I can just have one on hand at all times. I should have had emergency medicine. I'm such a bad cow owner. A bad cow owner. I, for one, am happy to be aware of Cuba's dictator. I see. Yeah, it's really interesting. I've kind of wondered about this, like, famous people. I feel like more often than not, famous people have kind of, like, strange tastes or strange ideas. Oh, are you better? Okay, oh, thank God. And I've always wondered, like, is that a function of, like... Everyone's kind of like that, but it's just more publicized because it's a famous person? Or, like, famous people, for whatever reason, like, they just tend to be, like, a little bit more out there? Because it's, you know, like, maybe correlated with whatever traits you have that make you famous. Like, maybe just people are a little bit more out there? I've always wondered. Is it more publicized, or are we all secretly like this? I will buy a backup medicine. Cuba has a giant ice cream shop? Well, that sounds cool. I can get behind a giant ice cream shop. He mostly likes products made with milk. Oh, that's interesting. Not lactose intolerant, I see. Also, people with power can take their weird obsessions to the next level. Yeah, like things that would not be possible for no, like, you know, people with not as much money or influence. Like, even if you have, like, a weird idea, you can never act on it. But, like, famous people are often in a... Ah! I almost poisoned myself. Famous people are almost always in a position where they can. So maybe, yeah. I don't know. I guess maybe it's a combination. So maybe we're all kind of weird, but... some people have the means to kind of act on it. does talking about their obsessions a weird thing to say? No, not at all. I just like I just like didn't know what to say. No, you're totally fine, Galaxy Duck. You're totally fine. Because I had not it hadn't occurred to me that that was like a thing that you could be obsessed with, I guess. So I like didn't know. I like had nothing. Like I was like, should I say something funny, or maybe I shouldn't? Is that kind of mean? I don't know. Like so I was like trying to decide like how to react. But no, you're good. You're totally good. Oops. Oh, I should check on my power berry flower. If you had power, every child would have their own Tamagotchis like it was a mundane thing. Maybe. I'd be like a child for every Tamagotchi in America. Oh wait, the other way around. A Tamagotchi for every child in America. Uh-oh. Freudian slip. Freudian slip. That was an accident. I'm going to sleep. I didn't even realize what I was saying until after I'd finished saying it. Okay. Did you ever see the product that is a person in a box with a gyroscope inside so you could shake the box with them in it? Is it like a giant box? Like, cause I've seen those like, what are they? Like hamster ball looking things? Oh, they're not hamster balls. Aren't there like hamster ball things? But you're like kind of suspended inside the hamster ball, so you like roll the hamster ball and then you Rubik's Cube side. Oh, a stick person, not like a real person. Oh, okay. I have never seen that. That's kind of cool. So you can just like violently shake the box and you're like, person inside is fine. This is the power of physics. That's interesting. I have not seen that. That seemed like something that children would enjoy, like shaking though. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I am gonna end the stream here. I think we saw our two festivals. My fictional wife informed me that she was fictionally pregnant, so that's exciting. I think I'm well on my way to the perfect game. So we're in the home stretch here, I think. Just a couple more seasons to go until we can see the ending and see what we got. I post a link. Sorry, not a link. I don't. Oh, my mod, or what is it? What is it called? The permissions or the settings are. It like blocks links specifically. But if you wanna type like the name of the thing in chat. Feel free to do that, Miss Galaxy Duck, and then we can like look it up. But yeah, I have my chat set that links get blocked, because I am scared of randos. I'm scared of randos. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be like comfy enough to allow links, but yeah. Super fun stream. Oh, thank you all for stopping by. I always really enjoy. I always look forward to these weekends when I can stream and just like hang out with people. It's always nice hanging out. A Cube World toy. Oh, Cube World toy. Wait, I'm gonna look at that. Cube World toy. Oh, okay. They're like virtual pets. I have seen these. They're and you can like stack them together and they like move from room to room. Yeah, these are really cool. A bunch of people in the virtual pet community have these. So I've seen them around. I don't have any myself though. Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe I should get one. Cube World reminds me of that one game. Minecraft? There is a video game called Cube World. It looks like Minecraft. It's actually linked to in the Wikipedia page for Cube toy. Voxel baser. This looks kind of cute actually, not gonna lie. Okay, I gotta stop. My voice is going because I streamed on Friday and then I did a bunch of LARP talking on Saturday. And so my voice is like, stop talking. So I gotta stop. But thank you all. This is a great time. I will be streaming again next weekend. I haven't decided what I want to stream. I think maybe probably Legend of Legaia, but I might mix things up a little bit with like maybe a one-off game. I'll try to pick like maybe a short game to do sometime next weekend. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you. Aw, thank you. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your week, and I will see you on the weekend. Bye, everybody. Bye.